You know, when I started McAfee Heating and Air Conditioning in 1990 with $274 and a used truck, I still had some preparation. I bought this truck. I had a vinyl logo put on it. We designed a logo. That's preparation. That's preparing for someone to see my truck. It had our logo on it. It had a phone number on it. And I'll tell you, I drove that truck everywhere because I had no jobs to do. So I drove that truck around hoping it'd be a little mini billboard. I'll show you a picture of that truck right here. But I was hoping it'd be a little billboard so people would call me. That didn't happen very often, but I remember being with my brother-in-law, and we were looking at a car or something to buy, and my brother-in-law introduced me. I was, again, first few months of business. Nobody knew of McAfee Heating and Air. Remember, the McAfee Virus Company was very small then, and I didn't have a name in my area. I didn't grow up in this area. My dad wasn't from around here either, so the McAfee name was unknown. So my brother-in-law introduces me as, this is Greg McAfee, owner of McAfee Heating and Air, and the guy says, he shakes my hand and he says, "I see your trucks everywhere." Well, I only had one truck. And, you know, that was preparation for what's happening today in all the ways that we prepare. Everything we do here is preparation for success. Everything we do is the training we do is preparation to help someone succeed in life. You know, we take someone right out of high school with a good attitude and mechanical ability, and we prepare them through training, on-the-job training, in the classroom training, in the lab training, and we prepare them to have a career, a good-paying career for the rest of their life. That's preparation. Hey, this is Greg McAfee, and welcome to the Greg McAfee Show. Now let's get started. Okay, welcome back to the Greg McAfee Show, where we discuss steps to successful entrepreneurship, how to take your business to new heights, and ultimately follow your dreams. Today, we're going to be discussing how to transform preparation into prosperity. And it's exciting. The first thing I want to say is success in business is not just about chasing opportunities. It's about preparing diligently. So when the right opportunity knocks, your readiness transforms your potential and your preparation into prosperity. And again, that's exciting to me. It should be exciting to you. So I'm going to go over a few things here, 9, that are the keys from preparation. And the first one is risk mitigation. So risk mitigation, it's preparation that allows us to identify potential risks and develop strategies to mitigate them. This proactive approach, which we're all about proactiveness, we used to be reactive. We used to sit around and wait for our phone to ring, and I'd even pick it up once in a while, make sure it had a dial tone. That was being reactive. Today, we're extremely proactive. And this proactive approach helps minimize the impact of unforeseen challenges. And we all have unforeseen challenges every day in our businesses. Every day, there's an unforeseen challenge. I just had someone experience their truck. My McAfee truck was sitting in their driveway. And I can't make this up, folks. A drunk driver comes down the road, slides off the road, totals my truck. Totals it. It's totaled. I can't make that up. That's an unforeseen challenge. We've got to be prepared. We've got to have an extra truck. We've got to have someone ready to stock the truck. We've got to be ready. That's preparation. Because we all have unforeseen challenges. So number one is risk mitigation. Number two is strategic planning. You see, successful businesses are built on solid strategic plans. Preparation involves setting clear goals. You won't get very far without a goal. I hope you set goals in your business and in your life. Also, outlining strategies to achieve them and adapting to changes in the market, which we're going to talk more about. To make smart decisions quickly, you need the right data, you need the right analysis, and you need recommendations from smarter people than you. I surround myself with smarter people than me. I have a board of advisors, I have a coach, I have mentors, and I have a smart leadership team. So I surround myself with smart people who can make good recommendations as to what I want to do, what my dreams are, what my vision is, and where we're going. And that's strategic planning, number two. Number three, this is a good one, folks, financial stability. You've got to prepare for financial stability. Financial preparation involves budgeting, forecasting, and managing cash flow effectively. I've mentioned this before, but the first business book I ever read was Business by the Book by Larry Burkett. And it's still out there. I'll put a picture of the book up here. Business by the Book. It's still out there. It will give you a solid foundation based on biblical principles of operating a business. And I read that, and I read that, and I read that again, and I still run my business based on those principles, and it has given me a good, solid foundation. And when you have a financial stability, it ensures that your business remains financially stable and it can weather economic uncertainties. Because if you run a seasonal business in Ohio, you're going to have and weather economic uncertainties. You know, there's no margin for error, folks. There's no margin for error here when we come to the finances. We have to make smart cost decisions for stronger profitability. We're a for-profit business. We are not a charity. Now, we help a lot of people, as many as we can, children, youth, families, but we're a for-profit business. We couldn't help those people if we didn't make a profit. And we are in business to make a profit. So smart cost decisions create stronger profitability. Keep your hand on the pulse. If you're the business owner, the president, the CEO, whatever you are, chief bottle washer, keep your hand on the pulse of your business, your finances, and I'm talking, keep your hand on the pulse of what you pay for materials, what you pay for parts, what you pay for office supplies, especially the big ticket items, your equipment, and your trucks, your vehicles, your buildings you buy, and keep an eye on your interest rates. Keep your hand on the pulse of those interest rates. Also, keep your hand on the pulse of those discounts you get if you pay early to your suppliers. You can say, depending on the size of the company you are, you can save tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, taking discounts to pay early. You've got to pay them early. You might as well pay them early and receive a discount. Okay? So we had risk mitigation, strategic planning, and financial stability. We also have number 4, operational efficiency. Now, this focuses on the company's core operations, which I also love to get into the core operations of a company. When I'm coaching a company, I want to get into the core operations. I want to understand how they operate. Being prepared involves streamlining and optimizing business processes. You've got to have streamlined process. Efficiency by these processes gains, the efficiency gains rather, lead to cost savings and improved overall performance. It's okay to run a tight ship. There is nothing wrong with running a tight ship. If you walk into McAfee, if you call me today and say, hey, I'd love to take a tour of your facility, of your company, and sit down with you for a little bit, I'll invite you here, and you'll see it's a pretty tight ship. And when people come on board, they either love a tight ship, they might be military people get along well here, but they might not know they like a tight ship until they get here. And once they're used to it, and they see the benefit of a tight ship and just how efficient it can be and how organized it can be, they'll never go back to a loose ship. It doesn't make sense, and it's not as profitable, and it's not as organized and beneficial for the owner or the employees. It's okay to run a tight ship. Delegate as much as you can possible. Whatever you don't need to be touching, delegate it to someone who can. That takes effort and that takes trust, but you'll be much better off by delegating some of the stuff you should not be touching. And think ahead. Invest in a to-do list. It's probably one of the easiest things you can do that'll make you a lot more efficient in your operations. Invest in a to-do list. Operational efficiency looks at both internal and external factors for anything that might affect the business outcome. And that's what operational efficiency is all about. If you're not efficient in your operations, you're not going to be efficient in your profits. You're going to have lower profits, if any. And then we have market research. Market research is very important. Most small businesses do not take advantage of market research. A prepared business owner conducts thorough market research to understand their customers' needs, their industry trends, and the competitive landscape. You got to know your competitors. I don't copy off my competitors. I don't worry about my competitors, but you better believe I know them. I know how big they are. I know about how many employees they have. I know where they're located. I know what product they carry. I know how they act, especially on a sales call. I know how they act on a service call. I know my competition. And you also need to know your demographics of your territory you serve. You've got to know your customer base. Who is your customer base? You say, I serve everybody. Well, of course we serve everybody, but we also funnel it down into, this is a McAfee customer. This is what they look like. This is how much money they make. This is how much their house costs. This is how many cars they have. This is what kind of car they drive. This is how many pets they have. This is how many homes they own, and so on, and what their net worth is. The McAfee customer is very important, and we know how to target them. That's called market research. This knowledge is very important because it helps you in making informed decisions. Informed people make better decisions, and this helps you make better decisions. So know your market research. The next one is talent management. And we talk about this a lot on this show. But talent management, for most small businesses, they hire the wrong people because they are not trained in how to hire people. And that's the biggest challenge for a small business is hiring, and then sometimes firing. And then in the middle, it's training. For some reason, there's a gap. You might be the owner, and you might at one time have been a great technician or a great installer, or you might have even managed a company well. But it's a whole different world when you get in your own company and you've got to do all it takes to run a business. And it appears a lot that talent management is lacking in small businesses. So preparing for success includes hiring the right people, providing adequate training, and then fostering a positive culture, a work culture. A skilled and motivated workforce contributes significantly to the business success. We would not be where we are today if it wasn't for our highly qualified and trained team. And this includes our highly and qualified leadership team. And each department, we invest a lot in training. And we want some of the best people. We want the best people, actually, but we want some of the best people. So we invest a lot in training and making sure they understand their jobs and their expectations. The next one for this is adaptability. See, adaptability allows organizations to thrive, love that word, thrive, in a dynamic and ever-changing environment. And the business environment is changing faster than ever. And if you don't think it is, you're lost in the dust because business is changing fast. Things change fast. Follow Amazon a little bit. You'll see how fast they change. And the business environment is changing faster than ever, and successful business owners are prepared to adapt to changes. This includes staying updated on industry trends, technology advancements, and shifts in consumer behavior, because consumer behavior drives our businesses. They determine what they want, what they don't want, who they want to buy from, who they don't want to buy from, and how fast they want it. They determine all that. That's consumer behavior, and it's important. And we've got to give. We've got to give people what they want. And what got you here will not keep you here, and it will not ever get you to the next level. So you better be changing and adapting. The next one for preparation is brand building. You've got to prepare your brand building. Preparation and brand building involves creating a strong and consistent brand identity. What does your brand stand for? Do you have a brand? See, 20 years ago, I started private labeling McAfee systems. We carried a leading major brand for 13 years. And on that 13th year, I decided we're going to private label because the people would call in here and they thought we were that brand. They thought we made that brand. And I thought, if I can market that brand name, why can't I market my own name? And I can, and I did. So for 20 years now, we've been private labeling, white labeling, whatever you want to call it, the McAfee name. And the McAfee name is on every McAfee system. It's on every humidifier. It's on every thermostat. It's on every indoor air quality product. Everything we carry. And today, in this first quarter of 24, we're kicking off plumbing. So guess what? We're going to have McAfee water heaters, McAfee water softeners, and whatever else we decide to private label. But it's a brand, and it's a brand identity. And if you lined up 3 of the same product made by the same manufacturer, because you all know that there's only about 6 manufacturers today that make 150 brand names in HVAC and plumbing. And one was a McAfee, I can tell you exactly why that unit, even though it's identical to the rest, is worth more value than the rest. We have about 6 things that we say, this is why this McAfee is worth more. And people are willing to pay more for it because it's a McAfee. It's not this, it's not that, it's not this, okay? It's a McAfee, and the brand identity is extremely strong. So this includes developing a compelling brand message, visual elements, and marketing strategies that resonate with target audience. Remember your target audience? whoever that might be. Give people what they least expect, and they'll never forget you because they don't expect much anymore. Qualities went down. Personal responsibilities went down. Customer service has went down. So give them what they least expect, and they'll never forget you. And that also goes for an advertisement. I've learned, end with something a little different than what they expect, and they'll never forget that commercial. That was free. Okay. The next one is, the last one is continuous improvement. And continuous improvement, it prepares us business owners, to embrace a culture of continuous improvement, or what I talked about a week or two ago was constant learning. You know, constant learning and continuous improvement, they go hand in hand. Regularly assessing processes and seeking feedback. And I highlighted feedback. I highlighted seeking feedback because it's so important, and very few tap into that today. And it's very important to seek feedback. I talked about the board of advisors, the mentors, the leadership team, and the coaches. I seek feedback. And I also I seek customer feedback. So I'll bring in customers, and we'll have a focus group, and we'll show them some new TV commercials and YouTube commercials, and we'll get their opinion on it. I'm seeking feedback. They're only as good as what a customer sees them. That I might think they're totally awesome, and I came up with the idea, so they got to be good, right? No. If my customers don't like them, they're worthless. So seek feedback and implement positive changes to ensure that the business remains competitive and innovative. Oh, wow. Is that not good? I mean, how could I not end with continuous improvement? Because it's so critical. All these are critical to be successful in a business. And all these are about preparing for success. So in summary here, preparation is the cornerstone. It's the cornerstone of business success. And it involves anticipating challenges, planning strategically, and being agile in the face of change. Business owners who prioritize preparation are better equipped to navigate uncertainties and capitalize on opportunities, and they are thriving both in good times and in bad. I don't know, folks. That's good. That's good stuff. It's good for me. When I teach it, I learn it, and I continue to I thrive off stuff like this. I do, and that's why I have a podcast, and that's why I present it to you for free. So if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe below. You can also support this podcast by rating and reviewing on iTunes or your preferred listening platform. Keep listening. I'll try to do my best to keep challenging you. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at The Greg McAfee Show. No spaces, no underscores. Be sure to tune in next week. I've mentioned I've got the solo podcast like this today, and then I've got the dual podcast with an interview, which I've heard some good feedback, and we've got lots of likes on those. So I'm glad you guys like both. Thanks for listening. And as always, carry on. God bless. And we're not guaranteed tomorrow, so make it the best day ever. Have a great day.